Here we are for game one with Blue-Black Faeries and Modern. We don't know what our opponent's on, but we are on the draw, and we have all the disruption in the world. Even though we don't have a clock, I'm actually going to keep this. Might be a thing where this is the learning curve with the deck, and I haven't played enough games to know that I can't keep this hand. However, we're very disruptive, and there's not a lot of draws that super punish us, where we can't just rip their hand apart and hope that we draw into something that matters. And also our hand is very redundant of a start like this. He might just take the Brutality, otherwise, like, he takes an Inquisition. Like, the Brutality does the most, so... Oh, he's just going to take an Inquisition. That's a pretty good draw. So I'm just going to Watery Grave, pay 2, and fire off an Inquisition back. So we are playing against... Okay, so we're playing against... Part of me wants to take this Traverse, but I get trapped by the Goyf if I do. Like, he gets to go down to pay 6 to go down to 12. So I think I'm just going to take the Goyf. But yeah, like, we do have the Bitter Blossom, but I don't want to be trapped under it for forever. And it's actually a lot of work for him to get into Delirium from here. I guess he has 2 types, so Fetch Land is 1 type off, so it's not that bad. He can hit plenty of ways to do it, but... Like, I can't just hope I dodge 4 draw steps on him hitting a land. So I'm just going to take the Goyf. And then I'll set up my Bitter Blossom and go from there. So he hit a land. I have a draw stop from playing this deck earlier. Or he didn't hit the land. He just... Okay. Well, that doesn't cast Traverse. I'm still going to Bitter Blossom right away here. I'm going to grab an island. It does restrict me from double spelling these next turn. Unless I draw something, but having the basic, maybe I do just want the swamp, because the only way this hurts us exactly is if one of our draws, if the 4th land we draw is immutable, this hurts us. And I don't know, well, but we still have to draw an untapped land to double spell. I'm just going to get an island. Island Bitter Blossom. Like, I don't want a 2-color one because I don't want to pay too much life, but at the same time, and I mean, maybe even taking the turn off and seeing his hand again was fine, but we don't get punished, so... Goyf, Rally, or Traverse. So I like actually have to take Rallier here, because a Fetch Land draw is too good. Does this deck always play Rallier? suppose with just one to traverse for, like late game gives you all the value. If you're playing, so do we assume he's on the Ranger BS version because of this? I haven't super familiarized myself with all the options for this deck yet, so I am not super interested in getting going after one of the traverses as much as I am getting my clock to be faster. And, you know, he doesn't have any haste threats, so if he gets a big creature on the board, I can always check his hand out with a brutality to try to not get blown out by a Dimir Battle Rage. And he just never finds green, and we get that one. So we want more removal, we want less counter spells. I think I still want the one counter spell. I probably want this better spell too. We take hits in such big margins that I don't know that we want these, but they might be better than the reactive stuff. Spell centers are still going to be really powerful counters, and our discard is still potent. Like, this is slow, but it's not the slowest. I'm just trying to figure out if this is something that we actually want to be doing. Sorry that my cards are super tiny when I'm sideboarding. But so we're just going to go for more removal. You know, have more options there. Have less options on countering. So we're just looking at Spell Starter's Right and the late game Cryptics. But we have a lot of removal options now, as well as just being disruptive and still having our hand disruptions. So this is the way I am choosing to go for this. Disfigure doesn't do anything. You know, we have Go for the Throat, pushes, threads, you know, for our big threats. And like, if we're above 13, we can Threads a Death Shadow to just kill it. But obviously, we'd rather just steal a Tower Grave. Some versions of this deck are starting to play Abrupt Decay or Master Impulse, but what will you do? Hand is a little slow, but luckily they don't have a turn 1 threat. And they tend to have things to go longer, like up to and including Ranger Vios, or Tireless Tracker, things like that, when they go bigger. Unfortunately, we don't have, you know, a Bitter Blossom or a Visions right away. And like, yeah, I realize that playing the 4 Visions is the way, you know, to get more in your opening hand, but at the same time, you're going to draw more later in the game too. So he will likely take the B-Click. I don't see a lot of situations where he wants the Brutality, but he must be putting a Death Shadow into play this turn. Or not. Little late, but we'll still take it. Lets us click faster, even though we'll probably still be click first. It does give our Mistbind Click a little more play. So she goes, we'll have two things. Because is it just... I haven't championed in a long time. Yeah, so I can always pick up Bitter Blossom. I can pick up the token, so... But we'll have Cryptic too, so I'm not totally worried about the situation. Lily, not terribly interested. We're going to put a stop on his upkeep. And I will be clicking him next turn, so I can go after the Lily. Or do I just want to... I might just want to V-click, though. Or even, like, if he tries to plus on my token, I can remove it. Yeah, there's... Well, that, like, kind of seals that I want to do things this way. Kolaghan's Man, Tarfire, Temur, Battle Rage. I mean, I don't want him to make me discard all day. And I can get the other one with the V-click, I guess. Even though I go down to one card that way. And, like, the Lily has a weird squaring off against my Bitter Blossom. But... I can pressure it other ways. I do need him to tap out to be able to use any of my creature lands. Like, if he does nothing, I do nothing. I think that's drop one. Keeping this, because I'm just assuming I'm going to have to be discarding something soon, and I like the rest of my hand. And I'm actually kind of interested in making him just pick up the Liliana. Like, end step, pick up the Liliana, and then click him on the next turn. Misbind click him on the next turn, and even if he Tarfires the token, I'll just remove the Bitter Blossom and have a turn to time lock him and start building out my board again, and then B click him and take the Lily on the next upkeep. So best case scenario, he tries to play like a Tarmogoyf here. I can counter and bounce the Lily. If he tries to play anything that costs more than... So Traverse is fine. So like anywhere where he can't recast the Liliana is a situation that I am interested in. Reveal was basic forest. I guess, yeah, he doesn't have, never mind. He doesn't have, so we know that he has a is it Tarfire Battle Rage Mystery card? So bounce draw by Lily. And we can even look at getting a counterspell here. I mean, we don't have that many right now, so it's probably not super likely, but push is still a very powerful effect. And we actually, the Mutavault's a great draw, so that we can upkeep. We can, when he goes to Tarfire, we can keep our Bitter Blossom in play. I always like to tap my Mutavaults and activate them with an untapped land, especially in this case because I want to hold up Fatal Push. But it also is, in paper especially, if your Mutavault's a trap, people stop paying attention to them, and you can get them with, like, when they go to kill your creature, you can activate with the tapped Mutavault. And it's just a really good way to kind of get people. Online, they're displayed on their own, so it's a little bit different and a little harder to pull off, but it's still a nice practice to get into. And he's not even going to try. I guess he wants to, like, hold it for face. Or does he actually have enough to try to burn out the click? He doesn't. So him failing to get to Delirium is super sweet for us. Even like last turn I was like, oh, well, no matter what he catches, I'll just catch with Cryptic. But yeah, like him... This stops us from being able to put pressure on the Lily as well, but I'm not terribly concerned with our position right now. Wait, he's dead. Never mind. Our opponent's just dead. So look at your hand. Okay, like we have 8 power. So match 1 in the books. Played against the deck that I thought this deck would be good against. We did well against it, so that's a good sign. We'll have 4 more matches coming right up. Thank you for tuning in to MTG.one.